There was a story about a CBS news crew that was attacked in South Beach, and I was like, "Wow!" I saw it. I saw it trending. It was getting plenty of views, and then I watched the video, and I was like, "Huh, huh, huh." Welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. Don't trust everything the media says. I'm not going to say don't trust anything, because sometimes the media is telling the truth, but sometimes the media has lied to us, and there's so many times, so many examples of when we can catch the media lying to us. So in South Beach, there's been parties, and sometimes these parties have gotten rowdy, and certain people are claiming that there's fights and there's all kinds of chaos. And there needs to be a crackdown, and politicians are using this as a power grab, as an attempt to say, no, we need to come down with an iron fist and make more rules and control people's lives. And it appears that the media is going along with this narrative and going along with this objective. Because just the other day in South Beach, a news crew instead of covering the story, becomes the story.
Is that we were actually covering crime on South Beach, and normally we'd walk up and down the strip trying to interact with people, getting interviews, but in this instance they came to us.
You a snitch. Hey, get out my face. Come on.
Just before 9 p.m. my cameraman and I were attacked. The incident occurred after we captured a portion of a fight between two groups. Then their attention turned to us.
Bro, watch out with this camera, bro, before I break. Bro.
Ironically, we were in the process of covering a story about unruly behavior on the beach.
So this reporter and her cameraman claimed that they were attacked. And that's the word they use, attacked. And we see some people cursing at them. We see people reach for the camera. That's what we see. So the claims. So what's really interesting about this? What's really interesting about this is how this story ends. So stay tuned to the end, because you're really going to want to know how at least this chapter of the story ends. So it's really interesting, because I'm looking at the video. I watched the video, and as we watch the video, we can look and say, "Huh, okay." So yes, the first woman comes. She smacks the camera. And it's interesting because just a couple of days ago, I did a video on the Plano, Texas thing. And yeah, just because somebody's filming you doesn't mean you can go and smack their phone out of their hand. No. You can ask them to stop filming you. You can block their view of you. But just damaging their property, yeah, that's a no-go. Cool, I get it. But then I think it's a much different story to say that you were attacked than to say that they damaged your property. I think there's a much different story. And what we saw in this first case was somebody hitting the camera, and then you see the gentleman like trying to calm the young lady down. And then later on, you see the gentleman himself becoming irate with the cameraman. So it's like, wait a minute, what transpired between that time? Because it seems as if you're cutting some stuff out that could explain why this gentleman went from trying to calm his lady friend down to now becoming irate with you and telling you to get the camera away from him. The funny thing is, well, it's not really funny yet, is that this gentleman and this lady have been arrested. I think as more facts come out, we're going to see a completely different story. Not just in this attack, but also in the other attack that the reporter and her cameraman are claiming happened.
Attack happened well before 2 a.m.
I'm just asking you respectfully.
Don't touch me.
Okay, I'm just asking you respectfully.
Right now,
And we're turning I'm not trying to gang. I asked you respectfully, can they get the camera off of us? Kurt, y'all.
I don't know you.
Hey, Kurt.
I don't know.
Fuck, don't touch me.
Can you get the camera off?
Because in this other attack, you see this group of gentlemen asking, like one of them literally asked, "I'm asking you respectfully, please take the camera off of me." I'm asking you respectfully. That's not an unreasonable request. That's not an unreasonable position. And that's definitely not an unreasonable manner to ask to request to stop filming me, please. Now, I'm not sure what CBS's policy is, and generally speaking, as a journalist, they probably say keep going with the story. Okay. But what's interesting is, at a point, you can hear the gentleman telling the reporter, get your hands off of us. Don't touch us. Like, okay, wait a minute. This starts to suggest something different, a different narrative than what the reporter and her cameraman are presenting. Like, who really were the aggressors at this moment, and how much aggression was used? That's part of it. Because the camera then starts shaking, and what we really need to see is a view of what happened from outside. And the great thing we have, especially from the first incident, we have multiple people around filming the camera crew, the reporter and her cameraman. When those tapes come out, when those recordings come out, I think we're going to see a very different story. And I sincerely hope that somebody was filming the second incident as well, so that we can see what actually happened, and not just her and the reporter and the cameraman's perspective of what happened and their claims of what happened. Because, and this is when it's really revealed how this story ends. Apparently, one of the anchors, her journalistic instincts just kick in, and she asks, "Oh, we're glad you're okay, but did they actually hit you?"
Right now, but did these people actually hit you or Ebenezer?
Yes, both. The first hit came when we tried to kind of block the camera, and I kind of stood in between everything, because they started really coming onto Ebenezer and attacking him. And at one point, maybe 4 or 5 people surrounded him. At that point, I kind of got involved and tried to push them back. They kind of hit me, then went over my head and to attack Ebenezer and the camera.
Well, Beth, real quick, I mean, that's expensive. That's expensive equipment. Go ahead.
Yes, they also threw a bottle of liquid, what I believe is some sort of alcohol, because it was literally burning our skin, my eyes, at some point in that whole process. Yes, and the camera is very expensive.
Yeah. Because she realizes to say that you're attacked is a lot different than to say that your camera gear was damaged. That's very different. And the reporter claims that she was hit. But in her claims, she mentions that she was blocking them.
At that point, I kind of got involved and tried to push them back.
Which means you appear to have admitted to initiating physical contact with them. She says she steps in between them and the camera. So are you admitting that you initiated physical contact with them? And then you, oh yes, I forgot. And yeah, they threw some liquid at me and it was burning me. But did they, like I said, that's why we have to see the video. And I hope there is video of the second incident, not just the cameraman's. I hope we have independent video, whether it's from camera phones or whether it's from some surveillance in the area. I hope we get to see some footage so we can see the actual story, because I'm not buying their story. This seems like an attempt to spin a narrative against the people that are hanging out, that are outside partying, because, hey, they want to live. They were cooped up. We were cooped up for over a year. And people want to just get out and enjoy life. And I get it. And so this attempt to continue to demonize people for just trying to have fun and enjoy themselves is just really some nonsense. Thank you for checking out this episode. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you like content that's going to tell you the truth, and keep it real, not just the spin, subscribe to the channel. And if you think that the media always right, the media never lies to you, the media cannot be wrong, even when they're wrong. They were only wrong about being wrong. then go ahead and give me a thumbs down. But don't just give me a thumbs down and run away. Give me a thumbs down and state why in the comment section below so I can address it either in the comments or in a future video. Thank you for watching it, and I'll see you next time.